Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're uncovering the absolutely incredible story of a woman whose single act of defiance against a powerful landlord helped ignite one of the biggest peasant rebellions in Indian history. It's a massive question, right? And today, we're going to explore it through the life of one woman, Chakali ilamma. Her personal stand against injustice literally became a rallying cry for thousands during the Telangana rebellion. Her story just goes to show how powerful one person can really be. So here's how we're going to break it down. We'll trace her journey from being, an ordinary village woman to becoming this extraordinary symbol of resistance. We'll look at the oppressive world she was fighting, the single moment that changed absolutely everything, and the powerful legacy she left behind. Okay, first up, to really understand the impact of what she did, we need to get a picture of who Ilamma was before she became a household name for revolutionaries. So, Chitiala Ilamma was born around 1895 into the Rajaka caste, which is a community of washers. And her life, it followed a pretty typical path for a woman of her time and social standing in that region. She was married off at just 11 years old and went on to have 5 children. Honestly, nothing about her early life suggested she would one day take on one of the most powerful men in the entire region. Now, to really grasp the weight of what she did, we need to understand the world she was born into. And believe me, it was a deeply oppressive system of feudal landlords and tenant farmers. Society was completely dominated by these feudal lords known as zamindars or deshmukhs. And these guys weren't just landowners. They had almost absolute power over the land and, of course, the lives of the peasants who worked it. They could demand free labor, make up taxes on a whim, and just seize land whenever they felt like it. And in Ilamma's story, this whole system had a face. Her direct antagonist was a man named Ramachandra Reddy, the local landlord, better known as the Visnur Desmukh. He was the living, breathing embodiment of this feudal power. All right, this is it. This is the moment where an ordinary life just pivots and becomes a part of history. And it all started, as these stories so often do, with a fight over a small piece of land that Ilamma and her family had been farming for years. So the Visnur Deshmukh, just flexing his authority, demanded that Ilamma surrender the land that she and her family were cultivating. For him, this was probably just another Tuesday, a routine exercise of power. But for her, it was everything. And then, in this act of just breathtaking courage, she did the unthinkable. She refused. Just one word, no. But in that world, at that time, that was an act of open rebellion. This quote from our source material really says it all. Her act of defiance became an inspiration for many during the rebellion against the feudal lords. See? Her personal fight wasn't just personal anymore. It instantly became this symbol of hope and resistance for everybody else who was suffering under the exact same system. But her story doesn't end with that one refusal, not by a long shot. That moment was just the beginning. It transformed her from a victim of the system into an active leader in the fight against it. She fully committed to the cause. She took up the red flag, a really powerful symbol for communist and peasant movements all over the world, and she openly declared war on the Deshmukh's tyrannical rule. This was all happening in the early 1940s. And this wasn't just some emotional outburst. Her defiance became organized. She joined political groups like the Andhra Mahasabha, which was fighting for the rights of Telugu-speaking people, and the Communist Party, which was organizing peasants against the landlords. And get this, her own home became a hub, a center for anti-feudal and anti-Nizam activities. She went from just defending her own patch of land to actively trying to tear down the whole system. So what happened to this unlikely revolutionary? And why is her story so vital, even today, well over a century after she was born? Let's take a look at her lasting impact. I mean, her life traces this incredible arc. She's born into what was basically serfdom. Then, her defiance in the 1940s turns her into a living legend. She lived to be 89 years old, passing away in 1985 as a celebrated hero of the very rebellion she helped kickstart. And today, she's remembered as a foundational figure in the Telangana people's struggle. Chakali ilamma's story really shows us that history isn't just made by armies and politicians. Sometimes it's made by one person on one piece of land who simply says no. Her personal courage became a collective spark, helping to ignite the massive flame of the Telanga Rebellion, a movement that would eventually lead to land reforms and change the face of the region forever. And that brings us right back to our first question, doesn't it? How does one person spark a revolution? Well, Alama's life gives us a pretty powerful answer. It reminds us that courage is contagious, and that even the most deeply rooted systems of injustice can be challenged by the will of ordinary people. It really makes you wonder, whose story of quiet, profound courage deserves to be told next?